Welcome to the Diamond Niner Gals podcast, episode 1 for the 2026 season. I am Nick, joined by Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Niner Nation?
Producer Brad, making it all go.
Hey.
And right out of the box, we have very special guest, the head Niner herself, head coach Courtney Briault.
Hello, how we doing?
Doing great.
Hey, I'm great. Excited to get back with you guys and excited to keep this season going.
Yeah. So we have to apologize to everybody. Season's a few weeks old, and we haven't done this yet. And, all we can do is move on. Coach texted us and said, "What are you people doing? We've got to get going on this." And when Coach says jump, we say, how high? Let's do it. So we're back here now, Coach. It's better late than never.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate your time and effort and highlighting our program.
Yeah, we'd love to do it. We're just gonna jump right in, Courtney, because there's so much. We haven't talked to you in a while, and there's so much that could be covered. But I think what we would like to do, because your girls are off to such a fantastic start, but if we could take a moment and just back up a little bit, because you completed your first season as head coach, but what you got after that in order to get this team on the field was you actually got the benefit of an entire offseason, which is not something that you got last year as you were hired in mid-process and had to come in and kind of get your team on the field. So could you just kind of start walking us through your offseason and the steps you and the staff took to put this roster together for the 2026 season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, you go through year one and you kind of figure out what you got and what we would have coming back. And for us, we knew we had a good group of freshmen. We have four new faces in the freshman class. Bree Kemp, Chloe Aldrich, Carly Keller, and Melanie Edwards. So we knew we had them coming in. And, for us, it was just about trying to add some impact transfers and continue to build the strength of the team and kind of add to the core of what we had already. So we were able to get some big time transfers and, Taylor Jones from Queens, who's a pitcher for us, Audrey Wilson from South Carolina, who's catching for us, Reese Cameron from Houston, who's catching for us. And I think that's everybody. I'm blanking right now. Let me just do my check. We got Emma Tisdale. I forgot about Emma. That's on me. She was at Wilmington as a student and just kind of missed ball and wanted to get back. So super excited to get her. And how could I forget the biggest personality we got, Sydney Lewis from Maryland, who's finishing her career with us here at Charlotte. So just super excited for what we were able to do. Myself, our staff worked really hard in the portal to try to bring in the right kids. It's about the talent, but it's also about personalities and about how you're going to fit within our group and within the culture that we have. And, we want to bring great athletes, but also great people too. And with everybody that we added, we definitely were able to do that. So we're just really excited. And I think you're seeing a lot of impact on the field from, that group of new kids as well.
I know it's always good to bring back a core as well and add those new pieces to the core. It's got to be great bringing back the Conference Player of the Year as well.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to be able to do, and bring back Jenna Lord, who's American Conference Player of the Year, and also bring back Jayla Jarrell, American Co-Freshman of the Year. And, the list goes on about the people that we were able to bring back and that, wanted to continue to represent Charlotte and do it the right way. And, Tegan Ritchie, Olivia Williams, London Dirks, Brooke Bowling, a big core to it. But, Breland O'Hearn's been playing well and doing a lot for us. So there's you look up and down our team and we kind of talk about it right now. Everybody's contributing. It's really hard to get in the lineup. And, the people that are in the lineup right now are making making a lot of contributions. So just really excited about the group we have. It's been fun getting to know everybody better. And I think, one of the things that we benefited from where we weren't bringing in a bunch of new faces, we brought in, still a big group, but had a lot more returners and just were able to kind of mold together a lot quicker and just kind of was able to build on that chemistry quicker than last year, I think. But definitely great to have such key pieces and key people and leaders for our team back.
I think it's not only great that you brought Emma Tisdale back, but in the package we also got Carl and Tiffany back in the stands.
Of course.
So that's huge. But I'd like to ask. So you were able to bring in a catcher. Who was more happy about that? You or maybe Liv?
It's a tough toss up there. I feel like Audrey and Liv are attached at the hip, but it's great to have so many connections to Charlotte and so many connections within the team. When you just like me, when I got the job, I brought all my best friends here. So you want to do that as a player too. And Audrey's been great, obviously as a teammate, as a friend, but she's doing a lot for us too. So everybody was very happy.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of folks contributing. I looked at the conference stats earlier. In the offensive categories, you see several different Niners in all the different categories leading the conference in RBIs, runs scored, slugging percentage. There's Niners littered everywhere. Talk about having a lot of depth on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that, so I'm glad that that's the case. We have a ton of talent on the team, and we've got so much depth and so many people that can, help us in different situations and in different moments. But, for us, we've got power, we've got speed, we've got average, and, we've got a lineup that really is dangerous at all times. And, we put the first lineup up for game one on the side of the wall, and the girls were just standing there like, oh my gosh, look at this. Like, who wants to face this? And it's true. I think that, it doesn't matter where you're at in the lineup. It doesn't matter if you aren't in the lineup, but you get a chance. Like, there's people that are contributing up and down. And we've had a ton of production at the bottom of our lineup to flip it over to the top this year. And it's just great to see everybody start, so hot. I think, week one, we were not bad, but we were pressing a little bit. And, week two, we got into, some really tough games, but the girls responded. And you love when you can look out and you're playing the best competition and you're holding your own and you're coming away with big wins in those games. So it's been a lot of fun to see the production and see, it hasn't always been Jenna. It hasn't always been Tegan. It's up and down the lineup, and they've come through for us big time. But, it's been Savannah, it's been Jayla, it's been Breland, it's been Liv, it's been all of these different people. And, yesterday we saw it was Chloe Aldridge, and Carly Keller's been huge. You just go down the list, and you don't run out of names to talk about. So hopefully we can keep swinging the bat. We know that we have the ability, and for us, it's about having confidence, going out, swinging at a good pitch, and swinging on time.
Looks like, we're longtime fans of Tegan Ritchie here on this show, but it looks like she's made some real power gains. I know it's early and there's a lot of the games left to be played, but she's outpacing Jenna right now. I don't know that I would have wagered on that. At this point, I don't wager on anything anyway, but yeah, Tegan is really hitting for power.
Hey, it's a good race to watch, and you like to see those power numbers keep going up. We can, talk to Eric McKibben about that and give him some props too. But Teague, I feel like when she's hot, she's hot. She hits them in bunches, and every time she's up, you feel like she could hit one out. And so it's a good place to have her on our team, but I'll go away from the hitting and I'll talk about her defense. I think she's been lights out so far, and that's something that, her and I have harped on. We've all kind of harped on. Like, she really made it a point to want to get better at the defense and really play up to her potential. And she's played really, really well at shortstop for us. And the defense as a whole has been unbelievable. I mean, we're making the routine plays, but we're also making the really special plays and helping our pitchers out. So it's something that I have loved to see, and just love the way that we're playing and flying around out there.
Yeah, I know last year about this time we were talking about the defensive side, and I know you're glad to see, like, 365 days later, that's one of our strengths now. So I think I believe that we can hit with anybody in the country. Now we're playing great defense as well.
Hey, it's making a huge difference. I mean, we knew that the defense could be there, and we're not talking about a ton of different players helping on the defensive side. We're just talking about cleaning up the routine. And, when you do that, when you feel more confident, and you're just doing a little bit more of the little things the right way, then the great plays happen more consistently. And we're seeing it. I mean, we are constantly in the outfield. I know, Jake Combs was working hard with the outies, and, we're seeing them track down balls. We're seeing them, make great plays and, throw runners out. But we're seeing the defensive side just, everybody coming together, and it just looks really smooth. So I don't want to talk about it too much. I want to knock on wood to just keep it going. But just have been really impressed and really excited for, what we've been doing.
Kevin, we need to effort this. We need to take responsibility of this. We need to find out if Tegan is still singing Miss Jackson at the plate. I think that's an important piece of information that we need to effort. So we'll try to report back on that. But
why wouldn't she be?
I don't know, but I mean, she could have moved on to something else by now. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But Coach, we've talked hitting, we've talked defense. You mentioned Taylor Jones, but talk to us a little bit about your pitching staff.
Yeah, been really happy and impressed with the pitchers, especially when you talk kind of about our week 2 stretch. I mean, to beat Michigan State twice, to beat Virginia Tech, to beat Clemson, you've got to have great pitching. And we know that we have an offense that can help, but you've got to have great pitching. And to really be able to keep, I think Clemson scored 3. I think Virginia Tech scored two. I mean, to keep those teams down, that's a really tough thing to do for 7 innings. So, Taylor Jones pitched a complete game against Virginia Tech. Just really impressed with her command of the ball, her ability to throw off speed and just keep hitters off balance. And she pitched some of the half of the Clemson game, and Brooke came in and really just pitched lights out during that Clemson game. I mean, I feel like it was close, and after we saw Brooke's first inning, I felt really confident. Like, okay, she's got it tonight. Let's go. And as a staff, the great part is that we have 6 arms that can give us innings, and we have a full staff that they all do a little bit of something different, and they can come in and help us, help keep us in games. And we don't need shutouts all the time. And so to me, that should help the pitchers be, a little bit free and just be able to pitch and just kind of have no fear and go at hitters. But just been really happy with them. Brianna Kemp has done a great job in the innings that she's gotten as a freshman. And, she's kind of been working back from an injury and just kind of getting her feet wet. But, her ability to change speeds is huge. And I think that anytime a pitcher can change speeds, you keep hitters off balance and you make it a lot harder for them. So, been happy with her. Aubrey Arnall has given us some good time, and so has Avery Shamblin. For us, it's always, and I think we've gotten a lot better than we even were last year. I think, all of the pitching staff has worked really hard with Alyssa Bilodeau to, develop new pitches, to develop, a better mentality, whatever it is. But I think we've really seen We've really seen growth in the staff as a whole. But it's still, we've got to eliminate the free bases as much as we can and the free passes. We can't give away those free bases all the time. I mean, I think if you look at our week 2, we did a really good job of limiting that. I think you look at week 3, we gave up a lot more runs. And I think if you would go back and correlate it, it's probably because, we're giving away a lot more free bases. We probably didn't play as clean defense, but for the most part, it's the free bases and the timely hitting. So, just keep trying to get better and keep trying to attack hitters. Rather see the ball get hit a little bit than just put people on. So just overall really happy with the group as a whole and excited for, what we're going to continue to do moving forward. This time of year, it's about learning. It's about, we're playing 5 games in a weekend plus a midweek. It's a lot. It's a grind, but we've learned a lot. We've gotten a lot of great experience, and we've had a lot of success against great teams. We've had, some hiccups, but that's just the game, and being able to learn and grow from it. And, on the other side, as a teammate and, on the offensive side of the ball, we're trying to hold, keep the pitchers, just have their backs. And, if they give up a couple runs, we're going to get it right back. And it's not an issue. It's just like, we're going to do it. Don't worry about it. You go after the next one, and vice versa. If the hitters aren't having their best day, the pitchers are keeping us in it. So just a full team effort, and excited for, the staff that we have.
Yeah, it's got to be comforting to know that you don't have to be perfect on the mound. You've got on not on the mound. I'm sorry, in the circle. You've got the bats behind you that can. You don't have to pitch perfect.
Yeah, it is, and that's where I just, as a team as a whole, like, I think we know the talent that we have, and so it's about playing with no fear. It's about believing at all times, and just you go out with your best. You go at people, and we got your back.
Right. Coach, you guys started the season out down in Fort Myers, Florida. That had to be a nice trip this time of year. I know we were getting some pretty bad weather in the Charlotte area. Talk a little bit about that trip down to Florida and how that tournament went to start the year.
Yeah, it was a great start. I like to get to Florida. I think that you're usually going to get some good weather there, and we got some good games too. So it was a great tournament to start. A lot of good mid-major competition, and it's fun. We went down there a little bit early, playing on Thursday night, and just to be able to start your season with a night game, kind of the first night when not everybody's playing, and so you're getting to go right for it. It was great to get there, and I think Brooke pitched a great game, and just kind of get going. I think. Unfortunately, we dropped 2 to SIU, who's, a great team and historically does really well in their conference, and, can get to regionals and do all that. We came up a little short. I think Taylor pitched the first game, pitched really well, just, made 2 pitches that you want back. And, they put a good swing on pitches, and, we didn't score. I don't think the bats were firing on all cylinders that weekend. I mean, I think too, you look back at the previous 2 weeks, and we had the ice storm, we had the snowstorm, and we didn't get really a lot of time on the field or hitting. So just, the defense played really well, but I just think our swings were a little bit off. And, when you're facing good teams that, again, have a change of speeds, and you're really not on your greatest timing, it's going to be tough. But, we were able to put things together even without our, best games ever. And, we were in 2 tight games, and, that really could have gone either way. And we were able to get 3. So, it was overall a good weekend to start. I think as a coach, you always look back and you're like, man, we could have had that game, or, if we would have done this different, maybe it changes the outcome. But just good to get going. And, get to Florida. It was a little colder than we all would have liked, but definitely better than what it was here, and we'll take it.
Coach, you guys have played and will continue to play a tough schedule. I think it's fair to say that it's maybe not exactly the murderer's row that you started off last season with. That was a bit extreme, but you guys came through it. But still, you guys now have 2 ranked wins that you've achieved. You've beaten Virginia Tech and you've beaten Clemson. I know they're both awesome. That beating both of those programs is awesome. In addition to Michigan State and the other wins you picked up, but I want to give you a chance to talk about that win against Clemson. I know that's kind of that's where you came from. You helped build that program, so that's kind of home in a lot of ways. So I'd just like to hear you talk about that night and those moments, and just share a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've kind of said this year wasn't quite as emotional as last year was. It was just very fresh. You're going to Clemson the first time. So, emotions were high, and, it still is kind of a different feeling. But it was a great day. And, we were obviously coming off of a great weekend and, beating Virginia Tech, Michigan State, Villanova, and just feeling really confident and feeling like, again, we talked to the team this whole year is, we have to go to the field believing that we can win and that we're going to win. And I do every day we lose. And I'm like, I didn't see it coming. But I really believe that. And I felt that we had the team that, we could go out and compete and win on Wednesday night. And I feel that no matter who we play this year, like I will feel that same thing. I just have a lot of belief, a lot of confidence in our group and, what we're able to do. And I think, the Clemson game was just really special. I think it's one that obviously that, myself, my staff would love to get. And I think the girls really just kind of put it on themselves to get it done. I think, they really wanted it for us and, really wanted to find a way to be in that mosh pit at the end of the night. But, it's just, to me, it's really special. Like I again, have had a lot of emotions throughout the whole, last year and figuring it out, but this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, representing Charlotte here with this team, with this group of girls. And, we play a song it was kind of our song last year too. And we play it every time we start to take lines. It's Baggage by Kelsey Ballerini. And it talks about like not wanting to do it with anybody else. And, that's exactly how I felt. And it just was really cool that night to see the girls singing it at the beginning of the game and just, going through the game. And I think Clemson jumped out to a lead and there was just zero panic. There was zero, like you could just see it in their eyes. They were determined. They were going to get it done. And, Taylor battled with the hitters. And then, again, we got a lead and then Brooke came in and just literally from the first inning I think she pitched 3 innings. The first inning, you saw the stuff that she had and we're like, we're going to win. And just like feeling that confidence, which was really cool. And I think right now I can't really come up with exactly what happened throughout the game. I know Jenna and Tegan hit bombs, and that's always fun, but just a lot of contributions up and down the lineup, and just, a really, really special night. And, I just am it was fun to be able to do it at home, to do it with this team and with these girls that, have been here, a lot of them from the start of, our time here at Charlotte. So just really thankful and excited. And it was a lot of fun to be in that mosh pit with the girls at the end of the night.
And I love the selfies.
Yeah. Yeah, we started doing that. I I saw it, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago that Nebraska baseball started taking a picture after a win. And I thought about it last year, just didn't end up doing it. And then this year we took a regular picture night one, which I always want to do is night one. But then the second win, I was like, we're taking a selfie. And it's been every win since. And it's just fun to see those pictures and, the season and the year, everything we go through, it's a grind and it's long and it can be tough. So no matter what, if we are, on the top of the world after the Clemson win and we've got our selfies and they were making fun of me that day. So that was the pose that we all did, was them making fun of me. Or, last night after Jacksonville and you're just like, thank God we got through that and we won, and you're just more relief. But you're still taking a picture and you get to celebrate the wins and celebrate the moments and doing it together. And it's been a lot of fun.
And you mentioned emotional games. You look ahead to this week and you've got South Carolina and Columbia. Teams are very familiar with each other. And then you're in Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, where you have history there. I think probably a new staff there, but talk a little about your feelings heading into this week, going into some more emotional games, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, that could maybe be why there was a little lull this weekend, just like there's a lot of emotions last week. And then, looking into this week, there's a lot of emotions and, obviously very familiar with the South Carolina program and a lot of ties. So just, for me wanting to do the same thing that the girls just did, it's like I want to get that win for them. And, we want to be able to go down there and play our best and, try to eliminate the emotions and just be locked in on the moment. I think that we did a really great job of that during the Clemson game, is to just like block out the noise and be in the moment. And, that's what we're going to be looking to do tomorrow night in Columbia. We've talked about it throughout the year. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. It's only us. We're the team that matters. And it matters how we show up to the field, how we attack, and how we play, not the other team. So just trying to be locked in for that game and just go, play our best ball and see how things go. Again, I've got confidence. I truly believe that we can go and beat any team on any given day if we show up and play our game. So just looking to do that tomorrow. And then, going forward to Arkansas, it's going to be a really tough weekend. I mean, we've got late games on Friday and Saturday night, an early game on Sunday. We've got Arkansas twice. We've got Omaha, Kansas, and Boise State. We don't have an easy game coming for us this week. So we've just got to go and be locked in and handle anything that comes our way. And, just be really present in each moment and focus on the next pitch and not really worried about anything else. So I'm excited to get to Arkansas. I haven't been there in a few years. I'm going to have, some teammates from my Arkansas days there. And, I'm really looking forward to bringing the team there and having them play in, that stadium, that atmosphere. It's a beautiful spot and just, really looking forward to it and excited. I think we talked about the schedule, and yes, it wasn't this year, probably isn't quite as tough, but it's still tough. And we've got tough games all over. We've got a ton of really difficult mid-major teams, just like this past weekend with Boston Marshall and Jacksonville and teams that, on any given day, one team could beat another because they just have that talent. There's so much parity, but, the Arkansas tournament is really, really good. I mean, Omaha has great arms and it's going to be a really tough game. Kansas is playing well. Boise's always good. Arkansas's, top 10. It's going to be a heck of a weekend and a heck of a week when you include South Carolina in that. So, looking forward to playing, these 6 games this week and, then getting getting a week with no midweek, and then you're obviously bringing in FAU to start conference. So it's the schedule doesn't get easier, but we're excited to just play the games and really hopefully play our best ball.
For those curious, and this will probably come out on a Tuesday, but it looks like you'll be able to see the game at South Carolina on ESPN Plus. And I'm going to go out on a limb for the Arkansas tournament this weekend and say that you will probably be able to see our games when we play host Arkansas, but that the other games of the tournament probably will not be streamed. That's usually the way that works. So I'm just guessing there, but check the app.
I haven't heard the exact on that. They talked about some of the games being able to be streamed. I have not heard or asked on that yet.
No, I think it's a safe bet though that when we're playing Arkansas, they'll be streaming their own games. So I think that's a pretty safe bet. Maybe we'll get one or two of the others in as well. But so before we let you go, Coach, there's one topic I think we need to touch on, that because we haven't talked to you since then. We haven't been on tape with you since then. Back this fall, you guys finally got to move into your new clubhouse facility, and we really haven't sat down and talked to you in this format since that. And I think people would be interested to hear about that and how it's going. You're in a new house now, so yeah. You've been in a new house for since the fall. So bring everybody up to speed on that program development.
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. We're now in the Bob Dottridge softball facility, or softball clubhouse. It has our coaches' offices, which are obviously the most important. Just kidding. It's important to us because they're connected to all of the girls' spaces, which lends us to having a lot more interaction with the girls, which is exciting. But we're over on this wing, but we've got a team room that has a full kitchen. We've got equipment room with our washer and dryer. We've got athletic training space with multiple tables, a cold tub, everything we need there. And then, of course, we have the locker room space and nutrition area with a mud room. But the locker room space is awesome. I mean, I've told this to everybody. We got in August. We had, our 2027 recruiting class in September, trying to get high school kids recruited, committed. We've had travel ball coaches and campers and people, head coaches, assistant coaches within all the programs that have been to our stadium this year. And just my saying consensus from everybody is like, it is amazing. It is a game changer. It's incredible. To me, it rivals any other program in the country in just the space that is designed specifically for the girls to, have a team room, to get their, schoolwork done, to hang out during the day while they're waiting to, after class to go to practice, to get, seen at the training room, to get worked on and whatever they need pre or post practice. And then just the locker room space that, is second to none, really. It has everything they need: showers, bathroom, vanity space, all of that. And, it's been a huge upgrade for our program and really a game changer. And, I've said this, I said it at the dedication in October, and, we brought 6 2027 recruits in with their families this year, and all 6 2027s committed pretty much right away. I mean, honestly, but it's no coincidence that we were 6 for 6 this year. I think obviously we were able to target the right people, but I think the space, really sells itself. And when you add in the indoor facility as well. It's everything that we need and the girls need to come here and be successful, and to really do great. I said the stadium needs a little bit of work, but if you're looking out on the stadium and you're just seeing the field, I mean, the field is immaculate. David Godfrey is our dirt man, as we call him, and he has the dirt and just the playing surface really dialed in, and just it doesn't matter if it's just practice or if it's the game. It is in great shape, and we really appreciate it. But we need some more seats. We need some upgrades there. But when you're talking specifically about the Bob Dottridge facility, I mean, it is second to none, and it's been an absolute game changer for our program.
Yeah, you could really feel the excitement in that dedication ceremony, and the girls were showing folks around. You could tell they were really excited and overjoyed to be in that facility.
Yeah. It was awesome to see the girls, talking to everybody, bringing them through, showing it off. It was cool to see.
Right. You still got that Nerf basketball hoop in the office?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That gets used a lot. We shoot every day. We shoot every game day. So we're always trying to keep our shots, high percentage.
We'll have to come by and hang out.
Come on over. We got plenty of space, and everybody. It is the hangout, man. Yesterday before our game, everybody was in there watching the men's hockey gold medal game. We were right after practice was the women's hockey gold medal game. We ended practice and it was like going right into overtime. So we were in my office watching the women's and the men's. So must have been because we were in our lucky spots.
That's cool. Well, I think that's about all the time we've got. We're gonna leave it there, Coach. You probably need to get some rest tonight. You've got a big day tomorrow, and an even bigger weekend coming up, traveling out to Arkansas. So we appreciate you taking time to sit down and talk with us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for getting back on here and keeping the Diamond Niner Gals podcast going. But we appreciate your support and really looking forward to continuing on with this season.
Yeah, we love it. It's fun. I'm glad we did this, and it's fun to be back. So appreciate all you folks tuning in. Find this podcast wherever you find your podcast. You can actually see us talk on YouTube, so that's fun to check out. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But for Coach Briault, for Kevin, for producer Brad, this is Nick, and hey, we'll see you at the Sioux.
Let's go.
Go Niners.